is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning, your 1st of November Saturday morning. The gang's all here, Mike, Tony, and Q. How's everyone's week been? Halloween. First of all, I want to get to Halloween before anything else. What did y'all dress up as? I'll start with you, Q.
Ghostbusters one night and then a doctor another night.
Oh, so you had two?
Yeah, you had outfit changes.
I'm Halloweened out.
Oh. You said Ghostbusters and who?
And a doctor.
Doctor. Okay. Kind of doctor?
It's just a doctor.
Just a doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Doctor of love.
The love
Okay,
doctor.
Doctor of love. Okay.
Tony?
I was Wonder Woman.
Hmm.
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
All right.
one night for me, though. I only had it, honestly, 1 hour for the show. That was it. Costume had to come off.
Oh, I'm afraid to ask you what you wear for Halloween.
I was a man with a job with bills.
Sounds like a American.
American. I didn't have a costume.
Did you go trick or treat?
What? No, I passed out candy though.
Oh, how was that?
It was fun.
Did you have enough candy?
Oh yeah. No. We had enough.
Get
We had
Jumbo
plenty.
Snickers and
No, not the full candy bar.
we're not going to his house.
Exactly. Look, we haven't made it to that status yet of full size bars. Now there are in the neighborhood. There are people that have.
I know, because y'all live in a nice neighborhood, so I know that it was a lot of kids. Because nowadays, like, kids don't go trick or treating in their own neighborhood.
No,
they go elsewhere.
That's like being a bum in your own hood. You don't want them to know what you're doing. Like, I don't need you to know I need $5.
It's candy. It ain't like
it
ain't like it's groceries.
Well, I don't know, because the trunk or treat that my mom's friend puts together, it's off of like 35th in Jackson, like in that area.
Okay.
No, they have stuff to where you can put a lunch together.
Really?
Dang.
Chips, Capri Suns,
seen,
fruit snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they were missing was a Lunchable. That's it. Man. And they could have had a full lunch the next day if the kiddo had to go to school.
So Peyton was upset that somebody was giving out mints, like the church mints.
Oh no!
And then one of the kids came up. One of the kids rode up on his electric bike and hopped off, and he dropped a Werther's. I'm like, who was giving out Werther's?
Yo, whoa. Peyton's what, 12?
12.
So I think the extension of dressing up for Halloween has extended for kids. It's like extending the childhood, because you go from trick-or-treating, and then when you get your adolescence, some little mischief of like, petty vandalism.
No, nobody.
And then when you become an adult, it just becomes drinking. You never done anything on Halloween where you threw eggs or anything like that?
No.
Y'all didn't have a good childhood.
What? One thing I will say is the kids, they don't use, you mentioned like 12, 13 through 15 or whatever, high school kids. They don't use like regular
pumpkins.
Yeah, pumpkins to get the candy. They use the pillows. No, backpacks. They put the backpack on front. They had to unzip.
Yeah.
Or they use pillowcases.
Hey, I did see someone come through with like Tupperware.
And
it had like like a slit and
trying to keep it fresh,
putting the candy in there. I was like, hey, whatever you have to do to make sure you get they can be by all means necessary. But it was very interesting to see the bags this year.
When I tell y'all these kids came through with like full bags of candy, I'm like, man, y'all crazy.
Yeah.
Cocoa prices up. Snickers is like $8 a bar.
All right, we've got a lot to talk about on today's show. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, he's trying to bring the WNBA team to KC. One I really don't want to dive into, but we'll talk Dodgers. We'll talk Freddie Freeman, named World Series MVP. Of course, the Dodgers won the World Series. We'll talk some more baseball with Bobby Witt Jr. He used a particular item to invite teammates to be in his wedding. We'll dive into that. Plus, we'll talk Q's quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He has a clause in his contract to where he couldn't really hang out with President Obama like he wanted to. We have all that plus our sneakers of the week coming up in about 30 minutes. Let's get to our headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on The W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
All right, so Chiefs Patrick Mahomes among those trying to bring a WNBA team to Kansas City in the 2028 expansion. So Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes and the rest of the ownership group for the Kansas City Current, they are, meeting with WNBA officials to bring a team here for 2028 in the expansion league.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. I think Kansas City is on fire right now when it comes to sports, women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
The Current just continues to, make history here. So it's like, why wouldn't you want Kansas City as one of the options?
Yeah, and I feel like I know we had talked about this when Patrick first came into the league, Q. It's like, man, what if he's able to bring an NBA team here?
That would be better.
But I feel like a WNBA team is like if you can show that you can handle a basketball team, whether it's WNBA, whether it's let's say if UMKC had a bigger school, if you can show that you can handle that kind of caliber team, I feel like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And on Wednesday, I asked Patrick Mahomes about his meeting with WNBA officials. Let's hear what he had to say. The WNBA looking to expand. As reported that you met with the WNBA. Talk about the importance of kind of bringing into Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we want to get basketball to Kansas City in general, and then WNBA and the success that they've had this last season and these last few seasons, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, to try to get a WNBA team in Kansas City to this fan base. I mean, you see it if you talk about Kansas, University of Kansas basketball, the Chiefs, or whatever it is, the city of Kansas City is going to come out and they're going to fill the stadium. And so it was cool that we were able to get this women's soccer team here in the Current, and they're going into the playoffs now, and you see the support that they have. And so let's try to get a WNBA team in here as well, and kind of that same type ownership group. And they've done the Current the right way, and I want to continue to work with them to take that next step and get a WNBA team here.
On that note, the Rawls Business School and study marketing down at Tech. How important is that, or how beneficial is that when you were in those rooms?
Yeah, I think just seeing just how business works, it's helped me throughout my entire career. I mean, the preparation when I went to the Rawls Business School was that I was going to hopefully be a athlete, and I was going to be able to know more than just being an athlete and letting someone else handle all my other businesses outside of football. And it's prepared me to be in some of these meetings that I've been in, and I get to see it from both sides as a player and as a owner, or whatever you want to call manager, whatever it is. And
do you guys think the WNBA can, be good here? Like, you think that's?
I mean, we've seen what the Big 12 does here, so yes.
Yeah.
I believe there's enough fervor here for a basketball team, whether it's the MNBA or WNBA. And, I mean, just right outside of this studio. I mean, there's literally balls bouncing if it's not a wrestling tournament outside.
Yeah.
So I definitely think the city can handle it. But I think I'm a champion more for a WNBA team here, mostly because summertime. I think a basketball team is – I don't know if we're ready for a men's basketball team yet as a city.
Yeah.
Because it would overlap with football a little bit.
Overlap with football a little bit, and I don't think our economics here in the region is strong enough to handle what is it, 82 NBA, so 40 NBA games, and you know,
if they legalize gambling here, I think it can. If they legalize gambling on Tuesday, I believe we can handle an NBA.
Yeah,
because then that's going to just bring the sports betting, and then all the people from Kansas are going to come over, especially if it's going to be at T-Mobile Arena. I think we can handle it. WNBA, that would be tough. They're going through a lockout right now. They tore up their contract. They're trying to renegotiate to get a bigger profit share. So, I mean, if they get a bigger chunk and then we get an expansion team and we're not good, like how Caitlin's Indiana Fever is, it's going to be kind of tough to kind of, get that.
They did
money.
make the playoffs.
And then, you got to understand that football is dead in the summer, as in playing games. But the media coverage of, all-season workouts, training camp, free agency, trades, signings, contracts, all that is still going,
like leading up to
365. So I would say NBA. I got to go with NBA.
One thing though that Kansas City has going for itself is they have one of the biggest pop stars in the world and I don't know how long she'll be that, but being a woman, I feel like that could help catapult whatever. If they decided to bring a team, and Patrick's like, hey, and he's, one of the biggest star athletes in the world. So with that conglomerate, I think they can bring people here to the city to watch basketball. Yeah. If they're gonna, we get to watch basketball. And we get to see who's sitting courtside. You got Travis, you got Taylor Swift, you got Patrick, and everybody else. I think
bring the celebrities out.
Yeah, but that only helps if they're.
Not really.
Yeah, because people sat courtside with Caitlin
and Angel Reese.
Yeah,
and they wasn't winning
at all.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't.
Well, you had controversy. But you had controversy like Magic and Bird, and you had the racial dynamic, and then the feud from college when they were winning, with good caliber teams, and then you had the spin of the media acting as if. And Angel Reese and Caitlin didn't like each other.
But why wouldn't I feel like the spin of the media is already happening in Kansas City anyway? You see what they did with Taylor Swift and the NFL and all of that. So I think if a WNBA team were to come here, you have Patrick and Brittany as.
But the Chiefs are winning. History, they could be 3 points. If they were losing, nobody would. Me personally, I would think that the fad of her coming to the games. I've never seen Jack Nicholson at a Laker game when they were losing.
I have.
Somewhat, but you don't see him as consistent, right?
Yeah.
And that's just what my point is. I don't think that if Travis was having a horrible year and the Chiefs were, 1-6, I don't think people would care if she's there supporting her boyfriend who's probably going to be on the bench.
Yes, they would.
She wouldn't even be there.
Right. I don't think, she wouldn't be there. Like I have a concert in England, I have to get this money. It's not valuable to her. It's not profitable for her to be in Kansas City.
Think about it's 4 years away, and I feel like what happened this year in the WNBA is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
I feel like it's not going to do anything but get better as you have, and then you talk about expansion team. Let's say another Caitlin comes because they're playing.
Yeah.
Jordan's getting drafted from USC real soon.
Juju. That's what I'm saying. So you got all of these other young women that are coming up in the ranks. They see the Caitlins. They see we talk about Angel Reese. They see the Jujus. I feel like women's basketball is going to supersede men's basketball pretty soon. Viewership for men's basketball is down.
Well, let's see how the second year goes with the play-in.
Yeah.
Or with the in-season tournament. Starts November 12th. Let's see if the competitive – I'm seeing competitive games now.
Yeah.
Which is good because I think the margin of error on wins and losses, playoffs, and getting your position is kind of shrinking. So teams are competing early.
Yeah.
So see how it plans out, so.
All right. Do you want to talk about this next one?
Oh, of course.
Okay, you want to read that?
My Los Angeles Dodgers have won the World Series by beating the New York Yankees, and Freeman, hometown Southern California boy, hit the first Grand Slam walk-off in baseball history.
Are you from California?
You know where he from?
We all migrated from somewhere.
You know what? Because I'm just wondering, we have, you're a Niners fan, Dodgers.
Bandwagon.
No.
Let me tell you something. Our group chat, our group chat lights him up because he ain't from Cali.
Listen, I don't understand where you were born has to form this allegiance.
It doesn't.
Listen,
It doesn't.
the Royals never done anything. I mean, the police pulled up and passed out baseball cards like Brian McRae or whatever and stuff like that, but we didn't take that. They took us to jail 10 years later.
Oh my.
But listen, the reason why I'm a Dodgers fan, I am a Dodgers fan because one, when I was a kid, you got to read the books and stuff to get the Pizza Hut, the pizza meal or whatever. I read about Jackie Robinson, Brooklyn Dodgers, first black man,
come on, history
in baseball, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of gravitated, and then you got the Sandlot. Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you see something as a kid, you gravitate to it. Now, with me being a 49er fan, it was either J.J. Burton and Willie Davis and Steve DeBerg or Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. I went with the greatest receiver on this planet. It's kind of like if you see a Cadillac and then you see a Pinto. What are you going for?
That's true.
Thank you. So don't get mad at me because at my young age, I saw and gravitated to a winner. This is the W show, right? I gravitated to the dub, not the L's. Young brother.
With that being said, everyone.
Yeah. Freddie Freeman made history in the 10th inning, of course, of game 1, as Mike talked about a little bit ago, with the first World Series walk-off grand slam. And then he kept it going throughout the whole World Series. I mean, he in only 5 games, he drove in 12 runs to tie the World Series record set by Yankees Bobby Richardson in 1960. And I got a question for y'all. Freeman joined quite a list of players amongst the league throughout history to win both MVP and World Series MVP. Can y'all name a player on that list?
Derek Jeter, maybe?
No. I mean, regular season MVP and World Series MVP.
Reggie Jackson.
That's one.
Who's a Yankee? Oakland A's.
One, I feel like you would have got this one.
Barry Bonds.
Nope.
No. He didn't win it, so he didn't.
Yeah. One more guess. I'll give y'all a hint. He was
Roberto Clemente.
Yeah, that's another one. So I'll give y'all a hint of this other one that I feel like everybody would get this one. Sports betting.
Ohtani.
No. Pete Rose.
Pete. Rest in peace.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Pete Rose.
Yeah, that's for yeah.
Yep.
The red. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Cincinnati. Yeah. Yep.
They scrubbed him from history. I didn't know
They
that.
they did.
That's why you don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Kansas City Royals shortstop Bobby Witt used his baseball cards to invite teammates to his wedding. So ahead of his upcoming wedding, Bobby Witt Jr. had some one-of-a-kind cards made for some of his teammates as he invited them to be groomsmen. So sports card investors said the cards were created by Topps and encapsulated by PSA. So, of course, PSA is a professional sports authenticator that provides grades for quality of baseball cards. So Pool Wax and PSA shared a video of the outfielder MJ Melendez, who is Bobby Witt's teammate, as he received his card from Witt. Let's see what happened.
Sick, dude. So that's technically a 1 of 1 just because of if you read the back of it.
So this was at Bobby's wedding.
So he hasn't had his wedding yet. We're going on his bachelor party next weekend, actually.
Okay.
So that was like his
This was the invite?
Yeah. So obviously him being Bobby Witt Jr., him being obviously having a Topps contract, and then he's also a PSA guy. And he's able to hook it up for us.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
You could tell your whole relationship just off this picture.
Exactly.
Damn, I gotta step my game up for my bachelor party. That's crazy. Bobby's, that's different.
That's
Y'all
pretty
thoughts
cool.
on that?
That's pretty cool.
What have you ever been in a bridesmaid in the wedding?
Yes, I have.
How did you get invited? Or like how they ask you to be a bridesmaid?
You said what?
A text.
message? So the very first one, I think we were maybe like a couple years out of college, and my best friend was just like, "I'm getting married. Go to Davis Bridal."
Dang, for real?
Yeah. And then my other best friend, Diamond, she actually had like a really cute like box, and it was like I couldn't like walk down the aisle without my girl. I was a maid of honor in hers. And then my friend Kristen, who recently got married, she had I wasn't a bridesmaid in hers, but I was a part of her bachelorette party.
Okay.
And she took me and another friend, and we all went out to eat, and she had these gift bags, and she was like, okay, open it up. And so like as we're pulling stuff out, like we put 2 and 2 together, like, oh, you want us to, be a part of your bride tribe.
That's
So
Bride Tribe?
Bride tribe. Yeah. Yeah. So
Interesting.
it's fun to,
Men don't love on each other like that. We just watch football together.
and you know what? That's why y'all need a Bobby Witt in y'all
Ain't
life.
no-
Get y'all a car.
Groom and doom, huh?
Yeah, there's no gifts exchange.
So how do y'all typically get asked? A text message like, hey,
my homeboy, he
you
called me,
available?
and he gave us a personalized flask.
That's dope.
Whatever. That was pretty cool. That was the only wedding on there. My friends don't get married.
Q, you been in a wedding before?
Yeah, I've been in weddings. Like
get
you said,
nothing
it was
else?
just a text message. It wasn't like
Hey, you free on?
we didn't go to
February?
brunch.
April 13th.
You free on this day?
Yeah,
All right,
that's
cool.
all it is. Because we didn't go to brunch and exchange gift bags and all that. That's
I mean, like
cool.
depending on like how the bride and groom is, like sometimes it is a year-long event from being asked to going on the bachelorette or the bachelor party, then the bridal shower or the night before, and it could be a long time before you get them down the aisle.
It was 3 months before you go get a tux, and that's about it with us. Yeah.
All right, Dwyane Wade statue creator speaks out on harsh criticism. So the artist of the now infamous Dwyane Wade sculpture has spoken out following a number of public comments doubting its likeness to the retired Miami Heat basketball star Dwyane Wade. So the statue was unveiled outside of the Kaseya Center in Florida just a few days before Dwyane Wade was, set to retire his jersey. And man, the comments that I've seen online have all been bad. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this this statue and what you guys' thoughts were.
Somebody in my family said it looked like Seal, the singer.
Yeah,
like I
Kiss
just,
from a Rose.
Heidi Klum.
I just think that who is that?
Yeah,
like did he get on the podium and make? What is that supposed to be a replica of? Like, when did he do that?
When he dunked on somebody and he said, "This is my house."
And of course, he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
He played against the Bulls. In the game that he, dunked on a guy. They were in Chicago, and he's like, "This is my house." Yep. So
that's not your house.
So
based off that statue.
So Greek mythology, they have all these statues with, right? So I think about this. What if they, because some of the Greek, statues that I have is immaculate, right? Like from craft, the definition of the body, everything, right? So what if back in their day, they looked at like Oedipus or, Zeus or somebody and it's like, nah, that don't look like him. The same criticism that we give in this one.
Yeah.
But then we really don't know because, we never seen him in person, but we see Dwyane Wade in person. So we have this criticism of the statue. But like 100 years from now, they're going to be like, oh, this is a work of art. This is great.
No, because we know what he looks like.
Right.
Google will still exist 100 years from now.
So the artist, Oscar Leon, he said in an NBC News interview that the glossy sealant used can cause a misunderstanding to the eye and urged viewers to see the statue in person.
Well, take it off so we can see.
So there was one of the soccer player that was pretty good, though.
Messi.
No.
The other guy.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it.
Christian or something like that or whatever.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. There was one of him that was perfect. So who they said, because I seen it, whoever did this one, he could do this.
Kobe and Gianna statue is perfect.
Well, it's Kobe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
high caliber players get
the wax figures.
Shaq's
at the museum
statue is perfect. Like, I just don't understand it. And so if you are getting a statue, let's say y'all getting a statue, right? Do you think that you deserve the opportunity to say, hey, that ain't right?
He was there, though. Like he
was there.
Yeah, he was there, and he looked at it. As,
Yeah, I'm saying, do you think you deserve to hey, you got to redo that?
But how do you criticize somebody who did probably like months of work?
It don't look like me.
But I feel like
it don't look like me.
Artists, like I would want to be, walk them through this as well. Like, what are your thoughts? Should I change up anything like that? Or especially if they're coming. Now, it's one thing like I want to be totally surprised. So you can't give them that opportunity to say, hey, can you?
Somebody got to sign off on the check.
Looked like Dwyane was there for the whole process.
Yeah.
But didn't he? Or maybe I only caught like a snippet of it. But didn't he say like, who is that guy? Or he was just like.
Did he say that?
Did he say, I
thought
that guy?
I thought he did.
Nah.
Somebody got to sign off on the check. Like you got to.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna put something out there for public view and not have an opinion from somebody.
Wasn't a large check. I know that.
Well, he might need to get that check back.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we're gonna discuss Philadelphia Eagles QB Jalen Hurts said he couldn't play golf with President Barack Obama because of clause in contract. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocery, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. We'll talk about whatever topic you want. Message us. Send us a tweet or X or however you want to do it on social media, and we'll dive into whatever topic, whatever subject you want to talk about.
What album is this song off of? Because I know you don't know.
What album of is this? I can just easily look right here.
That's cheating.
That's not cheating because I put it on here.
It's Illmatic.
I could easily just look right here.
Yeah, you probably just heard it and was like, yeah, this is cool.
Oh, okay. All right, moving on. Continuing our headline. So, Philadelphia Eagles QB Jalen Hurts says he couldn't play golf for President Barack Obama because of clause in contract. So, true story, y'all. Jalen Hurts had a unique opportunity to play golf this past week with the former president, Barack Obama. And he said he actually didn't really play because he has this clause of no playing golf in his contract.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear from no playing golf. Let's hear from Jalen Hurts.
The experience you had yesterday, how would you describe it?
What?
Playing golf or being at the golf course with President Obama?
Yeah, kind of like an uncle figure out there. President Obama, all-time leader, a great presence, and I guess the word is down to earth. You know, can only imagine. I can only imagine that. That lifestyle and the different things that come with that. But nonetheless, to see him out there enjoying himself and, talking a little trash, that was cool. I told him he didn't want these problems just yet. I told him I can't golf right now. It's just by contract, I can't golf. But his day will come.
You mentioned in training camp that Jeffrey told you weren't allowed to play golf. You said that was a story for another time. Is it because it's in your contract, or
it's still not the time to tell the story? But yes, that's a simple yes.
In a Time magazine interview last year, you said he was one of the 6 people you would want for as a dinner guest.
Yeah.
In that interaction, were there things you wanted to ask him about? Were there things you wanted to learn from him?
I like to keep it, intimate as possible, but I think that's just a blessing.
Clause in the contract. Q, I'll start with you. This is your QB.
Yeah, same as Patrick has with basketball.
Yeah, but I don't. To me though, that basketball is a little different though, because it's more of a roll, ankle, anything like that. Golf is such a relaxing sport that
until it comes to your back. Axe Tiger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ACL. There's very few people who go out there and swing a golf club that mess up their back.
So it's just more so of a safety measure,
Yes,
not necessarily like, you don't want to have political ties or anything like that.
And then you get a little crazy on a golf cart sometimes.
But that can happen. He probably has a golf cart at his house, man. So there are clauses in these contracts of like no driving a motorcycle, no riding for ATVs, jet skis, Ferris, like all those kind of skydiving. Like that doesn't qualify of, hey, you going out here to play to meet the former president. One that you guys heard that he's already come out and said 6 people that he want to have dinner with. President Barack Obama is one of them.
I would have been the caddy.
Man, look.
So he didn't even go at all? Or?
He went, but
okay.
he couldn't play.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I don't know if it's just in season or if it's the clause
Probably
is
just in season.
Yeah.
In season, keep your focus. You don't want no freak accidents.
Yeah.
So do y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree with the clause?
Somebody paid me $140 million. They tell me I can't play Monopoly and I won't do
it. You wouldn't pass go.
All right.
On boardwalk.
So from one extreme to the next, NFL reportedly investigating Nick Bosa after 49ers defensive end Cratch's post-game interview with a MAGA hat. So Nick Bosa could face financial repercussions for sporting a MAGA hat on the field post-game last Sunday. So following the San Francisco 49ers, your team, win over the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, the star defensive end crashed the post-game interview with quarterback Brock Purdy and pointed to a white and gold "Make America Great Again" hat on his head. And it wasn't really hard to interpret the message that he was trying to send. Let's see what happened.
Points in the first half. What was said during halftime? Hey, all right, Nick Bosa with a message there.
And George was like,
yeah,
speechless.
So when he was asked about it post-game, this is what Nick Bosa had to say.
Would appear to be a political statement.
I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I think it's an important time.
That's all he had to say.
Well, I think that was like a lot of the backlash that I saw in there. Like if you were bold enough to,
stand on business.
Yeah, exactly. Like stand on business. Like that was your opportunity. We see people in sports use their platform to talk about whatever, right? Like why run away from it? Like you already opened up the door.
And he was wearing a different hat.
Yeah, he did.
See, I think the difference is, though, other than Nick Bosa being Nick Bosa, is the reason why Colin Kaepernick got in trouble for it is because that he was willing to openly express and articulate his reasons of why he was kneeling. Remember, there was several other players that kneeled.
Mhm.
Marshawn Lynch, being one of the other famous ones, whatever. But when he was asked about it on his platform,
He
didn't
say
speak
anything.
about it. So Colin was actually punished because he had a statement ready. He wanted to articulate, like, listen, they're killing, black and brown people or whatever. It's a disparity between us going to jail and them going to jail or whatever. When he spoke on that, that's what got him suspended. Now, Nick took that moment, pointed to his hat, then came to the press conference with a different hat
on,
and then didn't want to speak on it. I can understand it's like, hey, you brought this up, whatever. But I think that, 49ers kind of brought him to the side. It's like, listen, we can't have these problems anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did see a lot of that too. Like, so what are you going to do now? Because
Right. But, I think that we should all be, able to express, our political differences, whatever, no matter what side of the, the fence you're on. But
it's the way you do it too.
Right. And I think that the NFL has rules and regulations, whatever, pointed out to where, you can't use this to speak of this, whatever. So you have to separate church and state.
Yeah, he's just a big old coward. At the end of the day, he's a big old coward.
Are they threatening him with his money?
No, nobody threatened him. Nobody did anything. The NFL probably isn't gonna fine him. Like, this isn't a view in the NFL that gets punished. Like, Colin Kaepernick didn't get suspended; he got blacklisted.
Yeah.
Like that was a totally different thing, which is why he was able to win a settlement for an undisclosed amount.
Yeah.
But also the NFL had some dirt under their fingernails with Dan Snyder and
John
the
Gruden.
Chucky dog Gruden.
John Gruden, who is like a counselor or an advisor for like several different NFL teams. He was with the Chiefs.
I've seen him at training camp.
So you see what I'm saying?
Oh, no,
like,
of course.
the views that they have that are opposite from Colin Kaepernick. We'll still keep you around.
We know what world we live in, so
Yeah.
it's not like we're oblivious to it or whatever.
So if he's your teammate, and I mean, in Brock Purdy, of course, I don't know what side of the fence he stands on, but if he's your teammate, what do you think about that? Because I feel like sometimes locker rooms can kind of get divided a little bit. I mean, and we saw that more recently with Harrison Butker and the Chiefs organization with Harrison Butker's comments over the summer at, I think it was Benedictine.
Well, he on both campaigns now.
And there's
exactly.
people's views. I mean, people's views are what they are. I mean, we've heard Patrick Mahomes' wife Brittany, retweet or President Trump's message and all that. And so I don't quite know.
Patrick is too far behind her.
I don't quite know what their the. Of course, they won't come out and say it, but I think sometimes you can think. sometimes I feel like in that locker room they'll have different views, but they'll still be teammates. They'll still be cool. I mean, because we can have different views. It's just how you express your messaging.
I don't know if you saying you want people that look like me exterminated. I don't know if that's a view, but
yeah,
if they agree with that extent, listen.
They agree.
We remember the famous quote by Michael Jordan. Republicans wear Nikes too, right? And that's when it comes down to dollars and cents. I think with football, I think that football and baseball, I think, have the different separation of locker rooms compared to basketball, because football, you got the offensive line that probably grew up in Oklahoma, Nebraska, these rural areas or whatever.
Yep.
And then obviously you have, receivers, running backs, now quarterbacks, like Lamar Jackson, who grew up in South Florida or whatever. So you grow around a different demographic, a different political standpoint in your area or whatever. So there's always going to be a separation. Nick Bosa's from Ohio. That's a red state.
Right.
He grew up in, outside of the city limits or whatever. So, when I drove to go get my dog, I saw big signs of Trump and supporting of, Republican parties, whatever, because they live in the world to where
this
is what they're taught, and this is what it. So I can't be mad about that. Now, if you come out and you agree or retweet something from somebody, anybody, doesn't matter who it is, and it's volatile towards my well-being of life,
of course,
or of anything of that nature, then listen, now you're taking a little far.
Because he don't even agree on his stance on healthcare, because there's no stance on healthcare.
There's a concept of a plan.
Yeah, there's a
keep my checks rolling.
He agrees with exterminating people, and that's
I
the
just
end of the
think
day.
it's who it is, because I mean, it's not like we haven't had elections before where it's a Republican going up against a
Yeah,
Democrat.
yeah.
But I think it's because of who Trump is and just the things that he's said. So when you see someone supporting him,
Yeah.
to your point, you're just
Right,
like,
right,
oh,
Just a negative
Okay.
connotation. Yeah.
all right.
No, I'm
I
with the
see
good
you.
things. I'm not with the bad things. It's like,
And there's no good things.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, in their eyes, the good thing is exterminating people that don't look like them. So,
All right, Golden
it's-
State Warriors star Draymond Green takes issue with Oklahoma City's Thunder post-game tradition. Let's hear from Draymond.
I think OKC definitely has some special talent. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the best players in the league, and I don't think there's anyone that you can find to debate that. Jalen Williams, special.
They probably have the most talent of any team in the league. Those young dudes are highly skilled basketball players, and they just got to get neat.
The one thing I would say about them is there's a certain readiness when you're ready to win, and I don't care how old you are. The one thing I see with the OKC team that is a little alarming for me is like their post game. 7 guys in the interview. There's a certain seriousness that it takes to win in this league, and there's a certain fear you have to instill in a team in order to win. You should have fun, but you have to understand their moment is now. Their moment started last year. You go out.
I call cap on everything he said, because if you guys remember back to when you had the Splash Brothers and they were going strong and they were winning championships, a lot of it was playful. Like
That's just how
post
good they
game,
were, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like post game, and the issue that he's having is the fact that OKC Thunder post game, they're undefeated right now, and they'll have all 6, 7, 8 guys standing around while one guy is getting interviewed. I don't see an issue with that. Like, they're supporting their player. It's not like they're, joking around and things like that. But Draymond, y'all had y'all fun when y'all were winning. Like, this is just something that they do to support each other. I mean, look at the Royals, Salvi Splash. Like, they're interviewing, he'll take a jug of Gatorade and dump it on him and the reporter. So I think, this is just one of those Draymond takes that I don't really agree with.
Yeah, I don't know how he's correlating their tradition of what they do when they win an interview to their seriousness to the game or whatever. If I won, I'm joyful. And this is what we do when we're happy. And I don't think you should, Golden State can still be, contender in the league, this year or whatever. It's not like Steph is washed, right?
Yeah.
And, they got Buddy Hield who's shooting lights out. So why would you light a fuel? Why would you light that that wicker?
Okay, he's in the West.
Yeah, and they in the same conference. Why would you do that?
I mean, probably trying to get in their head. Well, Draymond gonna talk.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, we'll have our Hater Love It segment. This is a W show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at KCWeSpin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. We have a talk about it today, and it comes from Vine Street Brewing, and they're the first Black-owned brewery in Kansas City. And so I talked to co-owner Annie McGinnis yesterday at the American Royal. We discussed having a beer as a talk about it segment on our show today. So she was like, "Yeah, take some and talk about it. And let me know what you think." Yeah. So for our Saturday morning, we're gonna try some beer.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Exactly. So this one is called Kansas City Ballers. It's a mango tahini flavored.
Oh, give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that. Right
Immediately.
Ale. So let's
pop that open right now. They have a really good one called Life of the Party. And if you're not a beer drinker,
I'm not.
It's a flavorful beer, and it's not as heavy.
Take one of the cups out, yeah.
But yeah, he's they've got a good deal going on over there. And I like their brewing. I haven't had these 3 flavors. But yeah.
And they're remember they're on 18th and Vine, or actually they're on Vine. So right on the other side of 19th Street and Vine is where you can find them. Vine Street Brewer. Let me try a little bit of this.
Man, cheers.
Oh, well, cheers.
Cheers. So it tastes really good. Like, I like this. You can taste the spice with the tahini.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
I'm a tahini lover now.
Yeah.
And this is in collaboration with Made Mob.
Yeah,
so yeah, this, and the can is super dope.
A little fro in the middle of the hat and the helmet or whatever.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is called Hip Hops Hooray, and they have this their beer fest. So this is a Belgian style.
Oh, it's a Belgian.
Wit beer. So
Stella.
Let's try this one.
Is that one too? Or is that
that one's a little different.
Other than the Pat McAfee show, it's probably the second show that's drunk on TV.
Just this one.
I don't do no cheers or nothing. Y'all just start drinking. Y'all not coming to my wedding.
This one's an interesting flavor. You can really
hoppy.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's a full body. That's one that I would pass on in the social setting.
Me too. All right. Then this one is Hip Hops Hooray Beer Fest. It's a pre-prohibition porter. So let's try this one out.
By nature thing.
Porter is pretty full bodied too.
Oh yeah, you can see
it's real. It's a type of beer, and it's
I remember my first beer.
Yeah, it's not as light. So that one you probably
you see it's a little bit darker.
Drinking that is darker.
Oh.
This has like a coffee
little
taste to it a little bit.
Oh, I'm a coffee drinker.
Sir.
Cheers. You know, we don't want Mike.
Hey, Mazel Tov. You always got a celebration of life, man.
Yeah, this has like a little coffee taste to it.
I love the designs on the cans though, like the little giraffes, glasses.
Yeah, it's really dope. It's really dope. You guys go check them out. They are Vine Street Brewery. Shout out to co-owner Annie McGinnis. Hooking us up with these nice cocktails this morning, beers on a Saturday morning. So yeah, go check them out. They're right over off of 19th and Vine, near the 18th and Vine Jazz District. So which one was your guys' favorites today?
Definitely the Ballers.
Yeah, mine too.
I like that one a lot.
All right, that was our. What was yours?
All of them, Airborne Ranger, we drink.
All right. That was all right. Talk about it a second. Let's get to Hate It or Love It.
Hate it.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, first up, our sneakers of the week. This week's kind of cool. I'm liking these a little bit.
Always says that.
I mean, you got some classics on here.
The first one I seen.
You got the Air Jordan Black Toes. Y'all feeling
Yeah,
those?
Those are classics.
The
I remember when those
look
came out.
The Green Goblin. Spider-Man.
Yeah, that looks exactly like it.
And then you have the Nike Air Flight Posit Metallic Golds. These are classics. Like,
No thanks.
no.
I'm wearing those on Halloween if I dress up as Spider-Man's nemesis.
All right, how about the Nike Air Max 180 Hyper Crimson? No,
Yeah,
Not happening.
all right. How about the Air Jordan 4 Military Blues?
I like those.
Yeah, they should.
Oh, y'all heard.
I'm tired. I'm tired
a
of.
Jordan 4 guy.
Yeah, I'm
not a
tired
4.
of them being lazy with the 4s
Yeah.
and just doing 2 colors.
Yeah.
Like I need them to.
Spice it up a little.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So, University of Columbia uses Dwyane Wade's statue on Jumbotron to distract Yale kicker. Hate it or love it.
I love it. Hey, what you got to do to get the dub?
Let's see what happened.
The point after is good.
The fact that he still made it.
I know. It didn't work.
All right. Cleveland Cavaliers gave rookie Bronny James the net that was used on his first regular season basket when they played in Cleveland, his hometown. Hate it or love it.
Love it.
I like that.
Yeah. Love that.
Why is he not in the G League? Yeah.
They gave him, and here, this was really like, to me, planned out really well.
Mm-hmm.
So they understood basically the assignment, what people say. So they knew that they were going to have a 5-game road trip. One of those games was going to be in Cleveland, his hometown. Knew LeBron, played with Cleveland before, and it was all this. So they said after the 5-game road trip, he'll go down to the G League. Well, why? Why don't normally if they saying that their player is going to go down to the G League, it's instantly. Yeah. So they gave him those 5 games, and he got to play. He scored his first bucket in Cleveland. I feel like he waited to score his first bucket in Cleveland too.
You think that he waited? I think that the defense had something to do with his delay.
Oh, okay.
But listen, man, this is just going to be a Disney movie that I'm not going to watch.
You don't want to watch Space
Why
Jam
all
3?
the hate?
No, it's not the hate
Jeez.
because you heard what Michelle Beadle said, and she got a lot of flack. It's not a hate. Like, listen, I love the whole dynamic of father son, all that or whatever. But this is not Ken Griffey and his dad.
Oh, it's
man.
not.
Like,
Okay.
you got his first bucket. Let me give you the nets. It's gonna be the only nets he hang up.
All right. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla suggested fighting should be allowed in the NBA. Radio interview and during the radio interview, hate it or love it.
Fighting should. Why?
So he said the biggest thing that we rob people from an entertainment standpoint is you can't fight anymore. Mazzulla told 98.5, the sports hub in Boston. He said, I wish you could bring back fighting. What's more entertaining than a little scuffle? How come in baseball they're allowed to clear benches?
Because baseball and hockey, they have a composite of white players. And the difference between the white players and black players is that we all like a little violence. That's why we're attracted to football, right?
Do we? Not everybody likes violence.
Okay, well, 80 million people who watch football every Sunday differ. But I think there's a difference between violent and threat, or threat and violent, right? So to where there's a component of violence in hockey and baseball, there's a component of threat when black people fight. And I think that's the biggest difference, whatever, because if you see black people fighting or whatever, it seems from the outside as a threat. You see white people, and they police themselves differently.
I feel like it's because you get a Ron Artest and a Ben Wallace who goes up in the stands and starts fighting
And it looks like a threat.
But you're not getting the baseball players. Did Mookie Betts go into the stands after the dude grabbed his glove?
They all police themselves.
I'm just saying, like, it's you
I just
can't
believe
have
they
it.
police themselves differently or whatever. Because listen, every time Pedro Martinez threw a fastball at at Derek Jeter and Soriano or whatever and hit their hands and send them. Like, you're not seeing people charge the mound every time they get a fastball inside, right?
Depending on how you throw it.
And it's just, listen, if 80% of the people played hockey, it wouldn't be any fighting.
Why not? We got to learn how to skate first.
Because there's a component of violent threat.
All right. I don't quite agree with it, but
as a parent, I just feel like, no, don't fight. Why do we need to fight?
sounds like a mom. Don't fight.
Don't fight.
Don't fight. No, don't
Because,
fight.
I mean, like if you oftentimes, like when I say, well, TJ, you can't do XYZ, his response is, well, such and such does it, and they don't get in trouble. So if yes, I'm a mom.
I
So
don't.
professional players, y'all need to act right.
Man,
I don't know where he's going with this. They should fight thing to make it more entertaining. I mean, he should probably like talk to Shaq, because Shaq was gonna tell them, maybe the men should wear shorter shorts and lower the rim.
Right.
If you want more entertainment, that's what they say for WNBA. You gotta wear short shorts, to be entertained. Like, get out of here.
Nick Claxton, I think it was Nets Bulls or something, and he clotheslined the dude. And when the dude, gathered himself, he jumped up and ran, and then he talked it out. I'm like, nah, man, you clotheslined me the way to Nick Claxton. And Nick Claxton looked like he was ready for a fight because he was irritated about something.
Yeah.
I'm right there, Ron Artest. I'm not gonna wake up from you clotheslining me and have some type of,
Kumbaya
logic
moment.
and be like, hey, man, that wasn't cool. Like, nah, man, like, bam.
All right, the Chiefs shake on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 7-0 Chiefs take on the 4-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
In GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Will the Chiefs be undefeated? Come
more than likely.
Monday night.
I think it's going to be a stressful game, as all the games have been all season long. We just can't win, right? They got to stress us out and give us a heart attack up until 2 minutes.
Listen, listen. As a Chiefs fan, I would never be. If I was a Chiefs fan, I would never be stressed because I understand the dynamics of the zebra stripes that will help.
Here you go.
Yeah, here you go.
It's funny that he brings up that he's wanting to talk now, because, and Darius said this a little earlier and I didn't bring it up. He posted on our chat thread on YouTube. He said Mike didn't want to talk about Chiefs versus Niners though. Laughing out loud. He did. He was quiet. He was quiet in our group chat.
No, I wasn't quiet.
He's just busy. Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Hold on, what happened that day?
They lost. That's what happened.
That's
what happened.
Y'all trying to talk Chiefs Niners. He trying to finish up his push-up challenge. Like, what are y'all doing?
Listen, y'all laugh now, but I will have the last laugh.
Okay.
I promise you.
All right. Q, your thoughts on this game?
He
did.
I did.
I'm the injury report that we brought up, last week, them not having, the wide receivers, their top two wide receivers gone. I think that's it's just a big hole. And then now I see that Sterling Shepard is questionable, and also Antoine Whitfield Jr. and Levante David. Like, they have a lot of injuries, and I don't know if that Tampa Bay team is good enough to overcome.
I don't think they can. I don't think
talent.
the Chiefs can cover the 9.5 spread though. That's the question. That's the only thing I go with.
So they won't win by 10?
No, I don't think
it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game, like Tony said. I feel like it's a lot on the line. I think, and people, that a guy asked me yesterday, what do you think about undefeated season? And I said the closest games, or the toughest games that they'll have to try to get to that undefeated season, would be this Tampa Bay game and then the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas.
No. I think that Broncos game.
Okay. We'll see.
You think Bo Nix is going to give him headaches?
I think that defense is going to give him headaches.
We'll see. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in on today's show. Remember, you can use #TalkAbout it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. As you can see, the brews that we had. Shout out to Vine Street Brewing for allowing us to try out some of their beers. This is our favorite, the Kansas City. What is this? Kansas City Ballers?
Yeah, slide.
All right. Until next week, we are out of here.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.